Hey guys, it's Zach here, and today we're going to be talking about a film that is guaranteed to upset, offend, or disturb a lot of people. However, it will also baffle, amuse, and overall entertain a niche audience. It's Ebola Syndrome, a 1996 Category 3 Hong Kong film directed by Herman Yau and starring Anthony Wong. Vinegar Syndrome has brought us Ebola Syndrome, newly scanned and restored in 4K on a 4K HDR disc, an unexpected delight during the 2021 Black Friday sale. They packaged their very first Category 3 release with a ton of awesome bonuses. But before we get to our copy, let's talk a bit about the film itself. And again, fair warning, this movie has some pretty intense subject matter. Ebola Syndrome follows the story of Kai, played by Anthony Wong. Not only is Kai our protagonist that you'll love to hate, but he's an absolute nihilist played up for shock. From rape, to murder, to anything else he can get away with, Kai has an utter disregard for human life. So, of course, our film opens as Kai is having an affair with his boss's wife. When the two of them get caught, Kai goes on a murderous rampage as a quick solution to his problem. Before he can burn the last witness alive, he's finally caught by a neighbor. So he flees Hong Kong as a fugitive and moves to Johannesburg, South Africa, where he now works for the most popular Chinese restaurant in town. One day, him and his boss are out looking for meat to use at the restaurant, but due to the high prices of purchasing local, they drive out to the savannah where they find a small tribe to barter with instead. It turns out the tribe is currently dealing with an Ebola epidemic, and the narrow-viewed Kai decides in the moment it's in his best interest to get laid. Unfortunately, he rapes a tribeswoman on her deathbed, unknowingly contracting Ebola himself in the process. We soon learn that 1 in 10 million people who've contracted Ebola will turn out to be symptom immune and become super spreaders. Of course, this rare person happens to be Kai, who now continues his usual gruesome antics with a side of highly infectious disease. The rest of the film from here on out is an insane watch, as he leaves a wake of death and destruction behind him, both intentionally and unintentionally. We're eventually introduced to a team of investigators who get some great screen time, as they're tasked with finding the source of the Ebola epidemic, turning the last third of the film into an intense but hilarious cat-and-mouse game as they hunt down Kai, who only increasingly becomes more unhinged. There's a lot more detail to the story woven within the insanity, but I won't go much further into it here. This film is a roller coaster of disgust and humor, gasps and laughs, horror and comedy, and is seriously one of the most offensive films I've seen in a long time. Despite this, it also manages to be an absolute blast, because it treats the dark subject matter in the most cheesy, over-the-top manner. Anthony Wong is absolutely hamming it up in this role, playing Kai for both laughs and hate, from rape, murder, and disease, to witty dialogue, over-the-top acting, and cheesy one-liners. Ebola Syndrome had me rolling my eyes and busting a gut at the same time. Check it out if you've the stomach for a vast array of dark subject matter, and you won't be disappointed. If you've already seen this film before, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'm eager to rewatch this one again in the future, as it definitely surprised me with its black comedy take and cheesy style. Until then, we have a physical copy from Vinegar Syndrome to unbox. I'm ecstatic to see Hong Kong cinema entering their catalog, and wow, what a movie to kick it off with. So let's go unbox our release. Here we are with our physical copy of Ebola Syndrome from Vinegar Syndrome. It of course comes with a high quality matte slipcover, adorned with disgustingly delightful artwork on the front and back. Underneath, we have our black 4K Blu-ray case with all of our release information on the back. Inside, we have a booklet on the left, as well as 2 discs, one standard Blu-ray disc and one UHD disc. The booklet contains 2 articles to read through. The first is an introduction to director Herman Yau, written by Ariel Esteban Cayer. And the second is a transcription of a 2021 roundtable with several film experts discussing Ebola Syndrome, physical media, Category 3 films, and more. Overall, a great read and a nice addition to look back at the film with. Moving back to our Blu-ray case, we can lastly note that the sleeve is reversible, featuring an alternate poster option on the opposing side. With that, however, we've completed our look at the physical aspect of this release, so let's go see what all Vinegar Syndrome has in store for us on the discs. Newly scanned and restored in 4K from its 35mm original camera negative, Ebola Syndrome is presented on both standard Blu-ray and 4K HDR disc options. The film itself is presented with Cantonese audio, featuring newly translated English subtitles in both regular and SDH options. On top of that, we get 2 audio commentary tracks to listen to. The first is a brand new recording with film historian and author Sam Deegan, A great commentator as always, Deegan's recordings is fluid, engaging, and informative. She brings us up to speed on everything one would need to know about Category 3 films, and why Ebola Syndrome is such an incredible example of the rating system that practically acts as a genre. Watching this film alongside someone who's both knowledgeable and passionate about the movie is great, especially since this was Deegan's first Category 3 film. Check out her commentary for a greatly appreciative rewatch. Alongside Deegan's commentary track, we also get an archival commentary track to check out, featuring both the director, Herman Yao, and the lead, Anthony Wong. Their commentary is recorded in Cantonese with English subtitles, something I don't believe I've seen before. Most Hong Kong releases from boutique labels only feature experts on the films, but not usually those who were directly involved with the production, so it's great to have a commentary track with these two on board. They're not the most talkative, so don't go into this one expecting a whole lot of information, but they do have some funny comments here and there, and maybe an interesting insight or two. It's more of a novelty than anything. With that, however, we've covered the main feature and can move into the video bonus features. We get some brand new supplements and some archival. Starting us out is a 30-second introduction to Ebola Syndrome with director Herman Yao. He lets us know that they were able to add in some of the scenes that were originally cut, and is excited to present the film once more. After his introduction, we get a full interview with Yao running over 20 minutes long. Yao discusses the history behind the category system and how it was established in the Hong Kong film industry. He goes on to talk about Ebola Syndrome itself, its place in the Category 3 culture, and the various cast and crew members he worked with during Ebola Syndrome's production. After his interview, there's an additional featurette with even more footage from this recording, titled Cantonese with Dr. Yao. Running 12 minutes long, this extra video contains a discussion with Herman Yao on translating Cantonese to English and all the challenges in subtitling the film. There's plenty of slang, double meanings, and references which do not always translate well, especially if the time isn't taken to really analyze the resulting captions. With that, however, we've covered just about everything in Vinegar Syndrome's release. We can round out our copy with a final video supplement, a 15-minute archival interview with Herman Yao and Anthony Wong. The footage is interspersed with posed questions, and the two talk a little bit about each topic, making for some good casual discussion. Overall, a nice addition to the collection of interviews, discussions, and tracks packed within this release. Ebola Syndrome was a roller coaster I'll never forget, and can't wait to revisit. If you are or aren't a fan of the film, let me know why down in the comments. Until then, thanks so much for joining me here once more on Pajama Theater, and like this video to support the channel, and subscribe for more boutique Blu-ray reviews. Take care for now, and I'll see you guys next time.